Stephanie Dobson is back with us again today. We've been talking about divorce and separation, doing a series of features and talking about some of the things you need to know. Stephanie, thanks for joining us again today, and let's keep exploring these subjects and helping people out.
Yeah, thanks again for having me, Stacey.
Today, Stephanie, we're going to talk about starting the process for separation and divorce. Obviously, it's a big deal. A lot of people, probably don't even expect it. So what is the best place to start?
Yeah, when separation or divorce is on the horizon, or if it's just occurred for you, my recommendation is to start to learn as much as you can. And the earlier that you can learn, the better, and the more that you can learn in a constructive and positive way, the better. And so that may involve, reading books, that may involve talking to neighbors, that may involve talking to a professional about what your options are, and just absorbing as much information, because it can be really overwhelming right at the beginning.
And if you are looking for a professional, Stephanie, you are a lawyer and a mediator, obviously, so you kind of help on both sides. But if someone's looking for a professional, how do they go about starting to find that?
Yeah, so you want to consider when you're going to go and talk to a professional. I always say the earlier that you get that information, the better. Just like I was just talking about, it can be very overwhelming right at the beginning. So it's, even just going in for a consultation with someone, with a lawyer or a mediator, that's 1 hour of advice. You don't necessarily have to hire the lawyer or mediator right at that point. It's just gathering the information that's really important. And then but when you're going to hire that professional, make sure you know who you're going to hire. So long gone are the days of looking in the phone book and just picking someone's name out of the phone book. I really recommend doing your research. So look for the approach that you're looking for and check out their online presence and talk to friends and family and maybe get some recommendations, or even look at their social media feed. Are they saying things that are triggering with you as to that's the type of approach that you're looking for?
Now, when somebody goes for a consultation, Stephanie, what can they expect?
Okay, so when I'll just use an example, when someone comes for a consultation for me. So the consultations are always booked for an hour. And the first part of it is I'm doing a lot of listening. So I'm trying to understand what your story is, trying to ask you some questions to really fill in the blanks. I have a questionnaire ahead of time that really helps me to hit the ground running with you. So the first part is really gathering the information for me. And then the next part is really giving you some advice, answering your questions. A lot of people will come with a list of questions, and that's really important because when you come in, oftentimes you forget completely what all your questions are. So having that list of questions is really important. And by the time you leave the consultation, you should have a clear direction of what that next step is for you. So, are you going to be starting a court proceeding? Are you going to be sending a letter to your spouse, or your former spouse? Are you going to be looking at particular processes? Of course, there's lots of different options. The legal process, the mediation process, the do-it-yourself process, so you really should have a clear direction once you leave there, and you should have all of your questions answered.
Stephanie, because of the fact you are a lawyer and a mediator, as we mentioned, if somebody is going to you or to whomever they decide to see, is it important that they know which one they want when they first seek out the information?
That's a really good question, because a lot of times when people call our office, all they know is they're separating or they're divorcing, and they think they need to call a lawyer's office. And so people don't really absorb that the first thing that they might want to start to consider is process, and they might not even know that there are options. A lot of times people will just leave that in the hands of their lawyer as to explaining to them what the process might be, and taking it from there. What's really important to us when you come to meet with us is knowing that you can hire me as a lawyer, you can hire me as a mediator. And so that's something that we go through during the consultation. But in advance of that consultation, it's also important to start to do your own research, to really understand what those process options are, and just to try to figure out what might be best for you. That's always what our goal is in that first meeting, is to try to match your situation with the process that's going to work best for you.
Stephanie, if people are looking for more information, or if they have questions for you, what is the best way to reach you at?
Sure. So People can call our office anytime, 780-875-2234, but easiest way is to go to our website, fill out our contact form, and start to, again, even on our website, there's lots of information on process, on options, and on how to proceed forward and what those next steps might be. So website's probably the best option.
Okay, well, thank you so much again for speaking with us, Stephanie. There's just so much involved with this whole process, and I guess we're just trying to help people wade through it. So thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stacey.